They don't look very glamorous, but I love the Ove Glove. And start spinning that salad. As we learn more and more about what's in our food, and the best way to make it is with a true, authentic Molcajete. This is a manual citrus juicer. First of all, I just think it's beautiful. It looks great in my kitchen. Love this color. I think this one's called Flame. Today I'm going to show you how to have a well-stocked, healthy kitchen. As we learn more and more about what's in our food, and especially the food that we eat that we don't cook, I think it's a great idea to start learning how to cook at home. And that's what we do. I cook a lot at home, but then we go out maybe 1 or 2 nights a week. I'll have a lunch or two out just as a treat, but I like to have control over what goes into my food. So today I'm going to show you all of my favorite gadgets and gear that I use in my kitchen to make all the healthy food that I eat and that my family eats. So let's get started. One of the very most important things that you can have for not only healthy cooking, but any type of cooking, and also especially if you're really trying to watch your portion control, is a digital scale. I've had this one forever, and I think I even bought this before Amazon existed, but I love it. I use this all the time. I have lots of recipes, like for instance, the chicken salad that I make. Well, you have to have 2 pounds of chicken. After I've cut up the chicken the way I want it and all that, I can still put it on here, make sure I have 2 pounds. I use this for lots and lots of things, and I always know exactly what quantity I'm putting into my recipe. If you like garlic and you know garlic's good for you, and I'm glad it is because I'm crazy about garlic and I always have been, this is an incredible garlic press. I mean, sure, you can buy the garlic already chopped up in the jar, and I've done that for years, but now that I'm an empty nester and I have lots of extra time, I like to press my own garlic, and the taste is extremely noticeable once you get used to it. This is amazing. My son gave me this from a fabulous store here in Dallas called Cellar. I don't know if they're national or not, but it's a Swiss design gadget, and I'm guessing this is one of those items I'm going to leave to someone in my will. My 8-cup Pyrex measuring cup. I've had this for a million years too. I think it used to have a lid on it. I maybe got this through Pampered Chef. I don't know if they still have these or not, but not only can you measure with this, but you can use it as a mixing cup, and I do that quite a bit, and I just absolutely love it. I bet I've had this, I'm going to say 25 years. This is a good one. These are just 2 of my knives that I use all the time. These probably get the most frequent use. My knives are made by Wusthof. I've had this set since I very first got married. Still use them all day, every day. They're great quality. They are made in Germany. I would really hate to have to buy these again because they were crazy expensive when I first got them, and I know that they just keep getting more and more expensive. I actually added this serrated tomato knife to the collection about 5 years ago. I love this for cutting avocados, for cutting lemons or any other type of citrus. You just always know with that serrated edge that it's not going to move. This, I don't know what this type of knife is, but I do think it has something to do with maybe sushi or Asian cooking. It's got all these little indentions in it. I don't know if you can see that, the little indentions. That keeps things from sticking to it as you're slicing it. So if you've ever sliced beef or chicken or any number of other things, and as you're slicing, you pull your knife back and the piece is still stuck to it, it won't happen with this one. I love this. Sometimes I think about getting a second one. My kids are going to fight over that one day. I recently gave up the plastic or acrylic cutting board. Now I have this all wood butcher block cutting board, and I love it. It's so much better on your knives. You don't have to worry about getting all of the microplastics and little particles in your food. I've got a couple of easy ways to clean this, and I don't worry about any sort of cross-contamination because I do keep it very clean. But I love this. I kind of feel like a real chef when I use this. I have a long history of burning myself a lot while cooking, especially putting things in and taking things out of the oven. Finally just got completely fed up with this a couple of years ago and started doing some research, and I found these gloves called the Ove Glove. You just put the whole entire glove on. I think they only come with one size, or maybe this is large and then there's extra large. You can put these in the oven. I would usually get burned by grabbing something down here, then the top of my hand would hit the oven rack above. They don't look very glamorous, but I love the Ove Glove. This gadget is new to my collection, probably not something that everyone needs. It's a yogurt maker. It's a very simple little device. You have your yogurt recipe and you put it in here, mix it all up. I have two of these. I don't know where the other one is. Put it in here, you set your time, you set your temperature. Usually when I'm making yogurt, it takes 36 hours for it to be ready, so you just set it and forget it. Totally reliable. Got this on Amazon. It's really not that expensive, maybe $32 if you ever decide you want to make your own yogurt. This is another amazing device that my son bought for me. This is a manual citrus juicer. Now I use this if I just need to juice one lemon, one lime. Say we're making guacamole, which calls for just a little bit of lime juice, and it's really heavy duty. And I can even, for instance, my guacamole recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of lime juice. And I can just put my tablespoon right below this and squeeze it right in there. So fewer dishes to clean up, super easy. I use this in the mornings now when I make my lemon water. I'm not sure what these little guys were originally meant for, but I use these for prepping when I'm going to make a recipe. These are perfect for individual spices. Say maybe I have one that's full of oregano. Then I've got another one with sea salt. Then I have another one with white pepper. These are good for maybe you need 2 tablespoons of butter. Maybe you need a little olive oil in this one. Maybe you need just a bit of lemon juice in this one or whatever. My favorite way to cook is to fill all of these little prep bowls with my ingredients, and then I just get in the kitchen and I just start tossing things in. That also kind of makes you feel like a professional chef. I love my electric salt and pepper mills. First of all, they look glamorous, and these are made in England from Cole & Mason. I just love them, and when people come over, they love to use them. When my kids were younger, their friends would get so excited about using these. I think I ordered these from Williams-Sonoma years ago. I don't know what this is supposed to be used for, but I use this to store lemon juice in my refrigerator. This is made by the brand OXO. I love how the top kind of snaps open and closed. I just squeeze a bunch of lemon juice, keep it in here, keep it in the fridge, and I use it for cooking. We put it in tea, just ready to go all the time. Another measuring cup. I guess I'm a Pyrex fanatic. I can't do anything without the 4-cup measuring cup. I use this for making my bulletproof coffee in the morning. So many recipes that I do that call for large quantities of things. If you only have a 1-cup or maybe a 2-cup, go ahead and try the 4-cup. You'll love it. Salad spinner. I don't even know how old this is. Really old. Whenever orange was popular, I guess is when I bought this. Put your salad greens in here in the basket, rinse them all through this in the sink, put it in here, pop on, and start spinning that salad. And then when you stop it, all your water will be in here. This was a huge thing at some point, like in the 80s or 90s. Everyone had to have one. It was on TV. I don't know if people still use these or not. I love mine. It's made by Xylus. They usually make pretty good products. No wonder I've had that for so long. Okay, this is like the ceramic version of a little berry crate. And if you buy raspberries and strawberries and blueberries and all that like we do, you see how quickly they spoil, right? And they're kind of pricey. I like to get these, wash all my fruit, spread it out on paper towels, and then when it's dry, put it in these in the fridge. Has all the holes and everything. Once you kind of get them clean, put them in here, they'll last a lot longer, and then they're all washed. So when you pull them out of the fridge to use or to eat, they're ready to go. This is from Crate & Barrel. Here is a recent addition to my collection. This is a salt cellar made from olive wood. I first of all just think it's beautiful. It looks great in my kitchen. I could have bought one that had 1 well, but I went ahead and bought the one that has 2. I have 2 different kinds of salt in here. Let's see, I think this is a flake salt, and then that is a Baja Golden mineral salt. But it's so fun to just be able to grab your pinch of salt for whatever you're cooking. And I love how the lid just slides back and forth. I'm not going to say this is essential, but it's fun. We eat a lot of avocados at my house. We always have guacamole on the weekend, and the best way to make it is with a true, authentic Molcajete. This is very heavy. It's made from granite. You put all your avocado in here first, and you pulverize it with this device. You can get it really smooth and creamy, but what's super cool is that this bowl of it seasons over time when you use it. And so it kind of, if you use garlic, it absorbs the garlic, it absorbs some salty flavor, whatnot, and you put it in here, and it makes the best guacamole ever. We use this all the time. When I first bought it, I thought, don't know if I'm going to use it. We use it definitely once a week, maybe more. Got this on Amazon as well. You may have seen me use this in my recent food prep video. This is my beloved Le Creuset cast iron skillet. Now this is kind of an extra large one with an extra tall side on it. I can make anything in here, and I use this all the time. Absolutely love it. I love this color. Also from Le Creuset is my Dutch oven. This is kind of an extra large one. The first one I got was the smaller size, and I started to realize I needed a bigger one for larger items like pot roast and that sort of thing. I also make my yearly batch of chicken noodle soup in this in the fall. Love this color. I think this one's called Flame. These are amazing. It's so so heavy. So when you cook in this, it keeps the steam and moisture in. Anything you make is always going to be nice and juicy. And you can tell this one is very well used, well loved. And these are pricey, but so worth it. These are like a family heirloom, honestly. And, you know, a good deal. If you don't want to spend the money on these, look for them at estate sales because they're just as good. They never get damaged. They're never worn out. They're incredible. Love, love, love this. We're taking a little trip across the kitchen to see some more of the things I just could not live without in my healthy kitchen. And something I use every single day is my Miele coffee system. You've probably seen me use this a lot in my videos. I love it. This is probably, I think, the third one I've had, and not because they've gone out, but because we've moved to new homes over the years. No Miele system would be complete without the Swig coffee cup. I love these. Tried every kind of imaginable coffee cup over the years. Could not find one that didn't leak. I used paper cups. I used everything you could ever think of that's stainless steel, this type of lid and all that, different ones from Starbucks. I could never get one that would not stop leaking. This is it. I've stumbled upon this by accident. These do not leak. They keep your coffee almost so hot that in the summertime when I make mine, I leave it sitting for a while without the lid on it just to cool down. I just love these. I can take them in my car. I don't worry about spilling or any sort of problem. In fact, if I take my coffee in my car and I go in somewhere for a couple of hours, I come out, my coffee is still hot and ready to drink. Love the Swig. Now, I wouldn't really call these a gadget. These are more like an appliance. But these are two refrigerated drawers down below my coffee maker and my microwave. In here, I'm able to keep all sorts of things that I use for smoothies and my coffee. I've got my almond milk. I've got fresh spinach. I've got my butter there for my bulletproof coffee in the morning. The one below, I fill LaCroix. That's what I like to drink for something carbonated, and my son knows where to grab one as soon as he walks in the door. But these refrigerated drawers are made by Kitchenaid. They're 24 inches wide. This is the area in my kitchen where I make smoothies. And this is my blender, and we use this all day long, every single day, and it's incredible. I know that everyone loves the Vitamix, and I have a Vitamix. It's just old and grungy and very well loved, so I keep it in another part of the house. This is made by Wolf, who makes my ovens and some of my appliances here in the kitchen, and this was a free gift from them for purchasing my kitchen supplies. I love it. At first I thought, well, there's no way this could be as good as a Vitamix. Well, this is like an $800 blender, so I thought, okay, I'll give it a try. You know what? It beats Vitamix hands down. I don't even know where you can buy one of these. For a while they sold them at Williams-Sonoma, but I love it. My son has one because I bought enough appliances that I got a second one. These are amazing. Totally customized blending depending on what you're making. Like when I make a smoothie, it goes slow at first and kind of breaks up all the frozen chunks, ice cubes, whatnot, and then it goes crazy and makes it nice and smooth. Love this. Could not live without it. Last but certainly not least on my kitchen tour is my Kitchenaid Mixer. These are just incredible. And I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. This belonged to my mom, who passed in 1994. That's how well made these are. I still think of this as new because before this one, she had one that was really ancient, like from the 60s or something. I use this all the time as if it's brand new. The Kitchenaid Mixer just makes everything possible, and I couldn't live without it. And there you have it. Those are my beloved healthy kitchen gadgets. I hope these things give you some ideas for things you could add to your kitchen to make healthy cooking easier. I'll try to link everything below, but as I mentioned, some of these things are relics, so I don't know how much luck I'm going to have with that. But if there's a gadget that you use in your kitchen that helps make cooking easier for you, especially if it's healthy cooking, let us know in the comments below. And if you made it this far into the video, please comment with this emoji. Thanks for joining us. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you like what we're doing here, and consider liking this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.